Good morning. It's Brother Donnie Proctor, pastor of Emmanuel Baptist Church in Ypsilanti, Michigan. It is the 25th day of August, and I am going to devote this time, this morning, instead of a devotional per se, to talk about something that has affected the church and how the church is going to officially handle it. Many of you may know that James was tested and found out that he did test positive for the coronavirus. He is going to be retested, and we hope that that was a false positive. But until that time, we need to be a little proactive and do some things that may be different. There are several different stories running around, and even we got different stories from different health professionals that we talk to. Let me say what the Washtenaw County Health Department's COVID team told me yesterday. Actually told me last night about 6:30, 7 o'clock when they finally was able to get to me. They're extremely busy, as you can imagine. If you were in close contact with James, that would be within the 6 feet suggested social distancing margin for 15 minutes or more, then you are what is considered to be a high-risk person and would definitely need to quarantine yourself for 7 days, be tested, and see if you may possibly have contracted it from James. And again, I'm going to say that James's test was positive, but he is being retested to see if maybe it was not a false positive, which is not a tremendous percentage of false positives, but there are false positives. And so we would hope and pray that that's the case, and that he can go on then with all of his doctor's appointments and getting scheduled up and everything to take this cancer away from him. There are various stories that are running around which you need to do. What I would suggest that you do is that you follow the advice and the direction of your medical professional. If your medical professional says that you need to be tested right now and they are willing to do that, then go ahead and do that. It is for your well-being and for you to feel secure in yourself and what's going on. I know personally that when we went to be tested, we went to one site and then called another site, and we were told that we had to wait 7 days after James was tested. So that was Friday, so that we would not be tested until next Friday. Now that's just what we were told. I know that you may have been told different. And again, I would suggest that you follow your medical medical professional's advice. Now, how are we going to handle this at the church? In talking with the COVID team, the Washtenaw Health Department's COVID team, their contact tracers are going to be concerned with those people who have had 15 minutes or more close contact with James. And again, close contact means within that 6 feet suggested social distancing area. If you were around James and you were 10, 12 feet away from him, then you should not have anything to worry about. If you only walked by James and said hello, you probably do not have anything to worry about. The contact tracers are not going to consider you a high-risk person. Again, I will state, if your medical professional has asked you or gave you advice to do something, follow the advice of your medical director. This is just simply what I am saying, how the church is going to officially handle this. Now, me personally, I don't know if within the last 40 or the 48 hours before James was tested on Friday, which would have been on Wednesday, I don't know that I was within that 6 feet distance for 15 minutes with James. I know that I was around James. We tried to stay apart from each other. There were times that we were masked. There were times that we weren't masked. There were times that we got closer than the 6 feet. I know we went over to James's house to pick up some peas, some green beans. And when he handed them to me, I took them out. Now that's almost 6 feet. That's almost 2 arms lengths. But it could have been within. But it wasn't for 15 minutes or more. But I'm still for just so that people in the church feel better about being around me in the future. I am going to be tested, and I will not know I can't get tested until Friday, and I will not know the results until probably Monday or Tuesday. So that means Sunday is a special day that I need to do things different for your comfort. And that is, in the morning when I come to church, as people are coming in, I am going to either go back down to my office until church time starts, or I will be setting up in the choir loft away from people. I can sit up there and just wave at everyone. But I'm not going to have personal contact with anyone until I know what the results of my test are. And so you can feel comfortable coming to church, knowing that I am staying a great distance away. You can feel comfortable. I believe you can feel comfortable coming to church if you did not meet that requirement. If you don't get the phone call from contact tracers, then as far as what James is able to remember, he had to talk and give names of people that he might have been in contact with. If your name's not on that list, you probably do not have anything to worry about. I was particularly asked about touching surfaces, and the lady for the COVID team said that they were not concerned with that as much now as they were earlier, that did not seem to be as big a threat now as it was earlier. But still, there are 3 major things that we are supposed to be doing in order to protect ourselves from COVID-19 or the coronavirus. Number 1 is wearing your mask. We do that here at the church. We've had visitors come in and leave because because we required them to wear a mask. Number 2 is to wash your hands. You should be washing your hands. Everyone should have prune hands because they're washing them so much. Wash your hands, use hand sanitizer. Number 3 is social distancing, staying 6 feet. That's the part that we have the issue with here at the church. It seems like there at that back door, or the back door leading out of the sanctuary into the foyer, there at the audiovisual table, people have a tendency of backing up there. Let me just say, be patient. Some people are slower than other people. If you get behind somebody that can't walk real fast, be patient. The afternoon is still going to come. If you get out of church 3 or 5 minutes later because you got behind somebody who was a little slower, so what? That is more important than ganging up and bottlenecking up at that door. You're not going to get out any faster. They're still going to walk as slow as they were if you would be patient. So we need to pay attention to that. That's the one area that I have noticed and seen that we have a tendency of getting close together. So we need to be disciplined. We need to wear our mask. We need to wash our hands. We need to be disciplined and be alert to staying the 6 feet apart. And if we do those things, then we will be relatively safe and not catch the virus. Not sure what else that I need to say. I hope that you get this word out. I know that everyone is not going to see this on YouTube, or they're not going to see it on Facebook. Or they're not going to get an email that I will be sending out. So if you know someone like that, just give them a call. Tell them reassure them that chances are they don't have anything to worry about catching the virus here at the church, and the things that we are going to be doing and should still continue to do. I've done this without notes. It's hard to stop when you don't have notes. So anyway, until Sunday, when I hope to see you, if I'm up in the choir loft, I will wave at you. I miss shaking your hand. I miss giving you a shoulder hug. I miss being close to you and asking you how your day and your week have gone. But we can't do those things right now. Maybe we will be able to in the future. So until then, be blessed.